all eyes will be on the Saudi Arabian Super League this coming summer, as of course all the big names from around the globe are heading to the Middle East. Today we're going to take a look at that division, predicting each and every one of the teams, where they're going to rank at the end of the campaign. Will they be top? Will they be bottom? We're going to take a little look next. Prediction video today. We're taking a look at the Saudi Pro League. That's right. I'm predicting where each and every one of the teams will finish this campaign. Of course, we'll get to that in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button. Bang it. All things Rovers related, Saudi Pro related, world football related. We're going to all hear boys under one roof. Of course, everybody's talking about it. Of course, looking forward to it. Maybe not. I don't know, depending on wherever you are in the world. But of course, the Saudi Pro League is coming. And of course, so are the big names. That's right. We're going to take a little look at the division itself and, of course, see where they will rank in my eyes. We'll get to that shortly, of course. But, of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. You know who you are. But let's get into it, of course, as we gear up for the start of the brand new Super League. So, of course, there are 18 teams in this division, and we'll get to that shortly. Of course, I want a bit of a disclaimer out here. Of course, a lot of controversial stuff, perhaps, about Saudi Arabia and all this kind of stuff. I understand that. Will I be watching this league? I will be watching a little bit of this football. Do I support the Super League? I think it's crazy what's going on out there. It does smell like, what was going on with the Chinese Super League and, of course, MLS to a point. It is definitely different than that, though. I think there might be a bit of longevity here. But, of course, can they actually compete with the big boys in regards to the Premier League and, of course, the top five, the power divisions? That I don't know, but we're going to have a look at it. We're going to take an outside look at this division, as of course there's a lot of the key faces. Ronaldo was a pioneer. He has been throughout his campaign, his career. And, of course, he set the precedent here for some of the guys that are joining him right here, right now. So let's get cracking. Again, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just looking at what I've seen and giving you my opinion. So let's start with, where are we going to go? 10th, I think, according to Maya. Yeah, here we go. And that is Al-Attawun, of course. Al-Attawun, who are they? Exactly. Managed by Perekas Kamuska. He's a Brazilian. They've been not that active considering some of the teams around them. So they are one of the minnows in my eyes. Of course, they've got a handful of foreign players. Ashraf El Maroudi seemed to be one of the ones that are familiar to me. A couple of Brazilians, Flavio on there. But realistic, no superstar standouts in my eyes. That could be a good thing. They might be able to work more as a team than an individual. So, but I've got them middle of the pack this campaign. It's 11th spot, and we have a Shadabab, aka I think it's Al Shadabab, right? Yes, of course, they got a handful of stars in there, managed by Marcel Kaiser, who is a Dutchie, Eva Banguera, who's a quality little player from Argentina. He is getting on a little bit in his eyes. They've also got an Englishman by the name of Mo Adams. Have you heard of him? No, I have not. Also joining Eva Banguera, we've got Carlos from Brazil. We've got Kim Sung-ju as well from South Korea, Gustavo Guelo as well. So Banguera, the standout. He is the captain. He will, of course, be trying to drag this team away from the drop towards the top, but I think middle of the road for Al Shabab these days. And again, if you are a Saudi footballer or fan or whatever, just if you want to reach out to me and tell me how good or bad I am doing with my pronunciations, then maybe we can correct it for future videos regarding the Saudi Super League. So kicking on forward, what do we got going on now? Where's my mouse? We're going to move into 12th spot, and it is Al Fayada Club. That's right. Oh, Al Fayada, of course. Al Fayada managed by Vuk Rasovic. I think he's a Serbian. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Is he a Serbian? Yeah, I'm right. My flag knowledge is up there. Of course, Al Fayada, of course, got a couple of a couple of Serbians in there as well. Victor Ruiz from Spain. We got Joko Gimic from Bosnia. Anthony Nemawake from Nigeria, of course, and a Brazilian or two dotted around. Again, not the star signings that you see around Twitter and on social media. So again, a team that's I think is going to struggle. But of course, the proof is in the pudding. That's right. So let's kick on forward to the next one. We've got into 13th spot, and it's Al Al Hazem. That's right, Al Hazem, managed by Felipe Guiviera, who's a Portuguese player. And again, another one of those teams that have not been crazy busy spending the money towards this new rebuild of the top flight here in Saudi Arabia. Again, captain will be Paulo Ricardo, who's Brazilian. You've got Bruno Vinara as another Brazilian as well. They've got 3 Brazilians on the books in their foreign quota. Tose as well from Portugal. Again, not the star quality that you're seeing elsewhere. So there might be a bit of a divide here with a sort of top 6 and the rest. But we'll see. They've still got a few spots on their foreign list that could add a few. So you never know. We might see a late splurge of players coming in for these lower teams. But of course, because it still offers some money. Into 14th spot, we have ABBA Club, and that is straight up and down ABBA. They are pretty much stacked up there with foreign players. They do have a couple of guys there, so I might have peaked too soon on these guys, tipping them to struggle. They have Czesław Mieniewicz, his Polish manager there, and speaking of Poland, they've got Gregor Kryszałowicz, a player formerly of PSG, formerly of West Brom, formerly of a whole bunch of teams, maybe even Dortmund, I think. I can't really remember, but he's in there. They've also got Philip Casado alongside him, and of course Dries Sakdati and some other names that may or may not be familiar with. So there are some names here that do stand out, but ultimately I still think they're going to struggle. They haven't got any breakaway stars. Of course, Casado might be the one that does the business. Of course, he is 34, though, striker. Just has scored goals pretty much everywhere. He was actually on the books from ABBA last season, only scoring 2 goals. So there you go. There you can see the quality that may or may not be coming to the Saudi Arabian top flight. Into 15th spot, and it's Riada, I think. Riada, I don't know. Whatever. These guys coming up again, not very active on the transfer market. They do have Martin Campena, goalkeeper, I believe, from Uruguay. How old is he? Is he goalkeeper? Years. 34 years of age, still got a few years, especially at this level, you would imagine. But I do think they will struggle. They've got Knowledge Masona from Zimbabwe, Berame Traore as well. The coach is Yannick Ferreira from Belgium. So again, I don't know how what his managerial track record is, but I'm seeing a season of woe for these guys. Again, they are one of the least populated team by foreigners, so they might be able to bring in some more if they were to have a sudden splurge of cash. So we'll see how that pans out. But these are, of course, the season does kick off in a week or less than a week, so they are at the moment looking like they're going to struggle. Into 16th spot, and I don't know, is there a relegation? There is 3 relegated side here, and these guys are going down. That is Al-Qadad or whatever. Okadod, that's right. Again, quite a handful of foreign players. We'll talk about those shortly. The coach, though, George Mendonca, don't know too much about him. Portuguese fella, but of course the foreign guys here to try and turn the season around. Paulo Victor, is he the captain? No, Hussein Al-Zababidadi is the captain from Saudi Arabia. But of course, the key players, Paulo Victor from Brazil. We've got Solomon Kavaka from Georgia. We've got Alex Collado as well. There's a handful of foreign overseas players, but to be honest with you, no one of any quality. This team will struggle this campaign, and I think they're going to go down. That's right. Into 17th spot, and it's these guys. It's Altai, or whatever they are. Altai, that's right. Managed by Krasmir Resic from Croatia. And again, small amount of foreign players. They've still got about 3 spots available. Bernard Mensah, probably the only one I really know from Ghana. We've got Robert Bauer from Germany, Alpha Semedo from Guinea, Victor Braga as well, Enzo Rocco from Chile. Yeah, no standouts there. None of these big ones, of course, but they will struggle. They'll go down in my eyes, but let me know if I'm right or wrong. Into 18th spot, joining them will be Al-Raid, managed by Igor Jozovic, of course. Al-Raid, again, only a handful of players, but no superstar qualities. You've got Paulo Santos from Brazil. We've got a couple of Moroccans in there. Silva Lungjonia, I don't even know where he's from. Romania, perhaps. Julio Tavares, out of, where is that? Cape Verde. Yeah, these are not your star quality players. So again, the division of quality is apparent. And of course, this will be my third and final team to go down. So let's get into the business end of the Saudi Pro League here, into the top 9. We start with these guys. Carige, that's right, Carige. Al Carige, managed by Pedro Emmanuel. Now, why are these guys up there? They've actually stacked their quota with a whole bunch of foreigners. 4 Portuguese guys managed by a Portuguese manager. So you can see where we're going here. I think the language on the training pitch will be Portuguese. Alessandro Lopez from Argentina will join them. Jung Won Young as well from South Korea. Ibrahim Secic as well from Bosnia. So they're stacked to the rafters. Andre Biako Poco as well to add to them foreign quota. Mid-table finish, again, no major signings, no global superstars. And again, a lot of these big names are still floating around. They're not confirmed, 100% confirmed. So we'll see if I don't think they can add any more though. That's the problem here. Into 8th spot, and this is a Blackburn Rovers. No, it's not a Blackburn Rovers link, or is it? No, it's not a Blackburn Rovers link. It is Damak. Damak, of course, coming at you. The only team, I think, that doesn't begin with an A, managed by Cosmin Contra from Romania, captained by Farag Shafi from Algeria. Now, Damak, again, got quite a few spots available. They are bloated with Algerians, 3 Algerians in there. Adam Meyer, of course, a Dutchie, was linked with Rovers way back when, so there was a semi-Rovers link in there. And, of course, a Croatian to pull some strings. And then Dominic Tolic, of course. Again, vacancies available for additions. Middle-of-the-road pack for me, for Damak. Of course, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Into 7th place, and here is my Rovers link. It is Al Wada, that's right. So if I'm going to support somebody, it might be this team. Their team kind of sucks, but they are managed by Georgios Donis, former Rovers player way back when, of course. They've got in Oscar Duarte from Costa Rica, Jean-David Bojuel coming in from France, a couple of Moroccans as well, Asameno from Brazil in there as well. Again, no superstar standouts. They seem to be all stacked up in the top end of the table, and that's where I'm going with my predictions towards the top end. But this is my Rovers connection. He is going to have my little soft spot for him, but can he do anything? We shall wait and see. Next up, where are we? Where's my mouse? It is, of course, it's a 6th spot, and it is Al-Ahli, that's right, managed by Matthias Jassi, who's German. Of course, Al-Jassi. Where's your team there, buddy? Where's your team? I don't even know where they are. Where's Al-Jassi? I'm blind. Is it Al-Jassi? Oh, it's Al-Ahli. I'm an idiot. Al-Ahli, of course. Here we go then. Some big boys are in here. Very, very good transfer window. Edward Mendy's in between the sticks. Ria Bubarez, of course, Algerian at the back. They got Alioski as well from North Macedonia. They got Mubarak, another Rovers player, ex-Rovers player. Roberto Firmino's in there. Mahrez, St. Maximin, Frank Kessie. These guys have gone for it. Of course, the quality is there. Quite a stacked attacking trio there. Firmino, Mahrez, St. Maximin. They will cause some problems. And, of course, got a strong goalkeeper as well. So they're going to be up there. They might have underestimated them, but the coach, of course, is their biggest weakness in my eyes. But definitely towards the top end and the bottom for me. Not Firmino, but for me. So where is my mouse again? Oh, bloody hell. Okay, kicking on forward. It's a 5th spot. It is these guys. Al Fati, managed by Slaven Bilic, of course. Al Fati also been very, very busy in the transfer market. Not so much in regards to standout players, but they got Christian Tello, a Spanish guy. They got Jason Denaya in there, of course. Lucas Zarian, of course. I think he might be Azerbaijani. I'm not sure where he's from. Stacked players, a lot of players, but of course, Slaven Bilic for me, good coach. If he can get it right, he's a solid manager. If he doesn't go with this, go 2-footed in on this, then of course they will suck ass. But I think they're going to be okay. Into 4th spot it is Steven Gerrard's boys. That's right. It's Al-Ettifaq. That's right. With Robin Quaison brought in. They've got a Fatino, Jordan Henderson's in there, Jack Hendry, a Scot. We got Moussa Dembele as well. So there's goals here. There's of course a midfield commander in there. And, of course, some other ones to mix in amongst it, of course. And a coach, Steven Gerrard, who did okay at Rangers. Didn't do too well at Aston Villa, but looking to bounce back with a wad of cash, of course. So I think they're going to be contenders. 2/3 spot we go now, and it is these guys. That's right. That's Al Hilal, managed by Jorge Jesus. Of course, Al Hilal been very, very busy as well, and a very impressive signings as well. Bringing in Koulibaly at the back there. We've got Ruben Neves in midfield. Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Yang Huang So, Andre Carreo, Malcolm as well. So a strong long transfer window. I don't think they've got much room, if any room, to add to this one. So a decent bunch of players coming in here to give themselves a chance at the title here. But for me, Al-Hilal will be interred in the table, brother. Into second spot, of course, it is these guys, the champions. That's right. And that is Al-Ittihad, of course, managed by Nuno Espirito Santo, I believe. Where is he? There he is. Of course, Al-Ittihad also bringing in a few players. Fabinho coming in there. N'Golo Kante, Benzema will score some goals. I think he's actually already scored a goal, maybe in a friendly as well. And some other Brazilians are in amongst it. Of course, they are champions. They're going to be contenders. Jota as well are added to the attacking line. So it does say number 1 there, but of course, in my eyes, they're going to be number 2, because number 1, in my eyes, will be these guys. It's Ronaldo's boys, Al Nassr, that's right. Of course, Ronaldo there already on the books, David Ospina between the sticks, Brozovic in midfield, Tellez coming into them, Sadio Mane now. So they've got the players, they've got the coach, Luis Castro is the coach. That's probably a weakness that they want to try and rectify. That is definitely one thing that's hindering the Saudi Pro League right now. They are bringing in the players, flashing the cash. Some of the managers are sort of upper, sort of a decent level. Espirito Santo, Bilic, Gerrard have all managed in the Premier League, and the rest of the folks. I'm not going to be rude, but I've not really heard much of them before. So, there's only a handful. I may have heard of Ferreira as a player. Of course, Georgie Donis I know as a player from Rovers, but they're not standout managers. So that's something that they'll probably need to improve upon if they are going to be serious long term. But that's it. That's what I've got. I've got Al Nassr top of the table. We are going to give this a go. We're going to give this a Prediction League a go with my custom Google form Prediction League. So make sure you're involved and get a part of the channel moving forward. So yeah, that's my tip for the title. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. And again, we'll look forward to the kickoff of the first game of the season. That's of course on August the 11th. That's right. But until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up, smash it. Of course, get in my veins, as it says. Until then, guys, we'll see you for the next one, whenever that is.